Welcome back to Ferocious Education. This is Ed. Today I'm going to be giving another update on Ideanomics. Haven't done that in a while. Make sure to drop a like to this video to help this channel grow, subscribe, and leave notifications on. If you would like to watch my previous video on this one, you'll find it in the description below. If you would like to also join our Discord free server, if you have any questions, you can ask them there. It's totally free. It's just a chat room and a faster way to get to me. Let's jump right into this one. So, Ideanomics. I've had a good amount of requests onto this one, especially into the last massive dip from I think almost $6 down to sitting at $3 right now. So I wanted to bring in a little bit of a wholesome video. If you haven't watched my previous video, Ideanomics really acts like a bunch of a holding company with a bunch of different companies underneath, and so they have two main different parts of it. They have the Fintech and they have the EV industry. So for EV, for instance, you got Energica. So Energica, that is one of the latest ones that they have, and I'll go through that in a second. And then they have Solictrack, Triletric, Wave, and the list goes on. You'd have to watch my previous videos to get a better idea, but really what they're trying to do is have a complete portfolio for holdings for both EV. That also includes as well a bit of artificial intelligence, wireless charging, etc. And then they got the Fintech, which also has a bit of machine learning or artificial intelligence. For instance, Intelligenta, that is an AI platform, and that could come in really useful for their EV portfolio as well. AI driving, autonomous drivings, etc. That can come in really useful. Moving on, I wanted to cover the latest updates that this one has had, specifically towards the SEC filings. They've been quiet for almost the second half of February, and then they came back with a really good news for us. So, Energica, this one is, and I'll go through the website in a second, it's electrical motorcycles, I would say. I think that's the best way to kind of summarize them. Energica, EGO, hashtag electric motorcycles, par excellence. And yeah, that's as short as we can put them on. I'll go through the details there in a second. And so what they've done here is they're saying that they have a subscription price at $1.78 for each ordinary shares. Pursuant to purchase of shares, Ideanomics will hold at least 20% of Energica's share capital. Energica will invite a representative of Ideanomics to attend the meetings of Energica board of directors. From date thereof, from the date hereof through September 30th, 2021, Ideanomics shall have the right to participate in any equity financing by Energica. Ideanomics will not be able to sell any of the shares of the period for 90 days. Energica is the world's leading manufacturer of high-performance electric motorcycles and the sole manufacturer of the FIM Enel Moto E World Cup. Energica motorcycles are currently on sale through the official network of dealers and importers. So there you go. This can actually bring in a little bit of future sales as well, a future boost for, let's say, Energica's sales in North America, and Ideanomics being somewhat of a broker for that. Just an idea there. Moving on, there is 150 million shares added to the shelf, or not really added, but added as in they're able to be put onto the shelf and sold off at any given time. So that kind of gives us a little bit of perspective. They did have an event on the 4th, and they do have another one on the 10th for Force Wealth Food Tech one-on-one webinar, and they do have one on the 17th. Now, in terms of institutional buyers, what we get to see here is that institution, in terms of 13G, other than the 9th of February, I mean, it has been somewhat bullish, but not in the massive numbers we've seen before. JP Morgan, for instance, decreased their shares there a little, but you get to see others increasing their shares more than even JP Morgan decreased theirs. Blackstone Alternative Investment Fund, I think that is a short. They put 74,000 shares as a short. So that's quite interesting for me, but it looks like institutions are a little bit still mixed in terms of February, but it doesn't look as much activity as I would like it to see. Now, in terms of insiders seem to be very quiet as well. So that kind of gives us a bit of perspective on the new updates onto this one, and we're going to move on towards technical analysis. If you haven't done so, I do recommend that you actually join our Discord, because you can ask me any questions you have. I had a lot of people ask me, hey, do you have an update on that video that you've talked about, then I can easily give it to them instead of you having to wait for my video release. And if you haven't subscribed, please consider joining this amazing community of different subscribers in here. Now, on technical analysis, on a 1 week perspective, you get to see that the 10 SMA is above 30 EMA, really bullish. It is in a trading action zone where positive reversals are likely. That trading action zone is between 352 and 244. It's in there and it has a chance to bounce back. 1% R shows it's actually oversold, and so our correction would be by people buying in, and that would raise the price. MACD, you get to see that it's actually attempting a negative reversal. It's not yet on a negative reversal, it's actually attempting it. Moment, and this is surprising, even though it went from 553 all the way down to 244 at some point, it's still positive, and that shows a strength in the movement. It's still above the 50 SMA at $1.65, and that is a bullish thing. Now, on a 2 hour, well, let's do a 1 day first and then the 2 hour. On a 1 day, things are looking a little bit rough. It had this negative reversal. It's attempting a positive reversal sometime soon. Momentum is negative. 1% R is oversold. Moving averages are looking, they're mixed. I would say mixed. Not really bearish, not really bullish. They're a little bit mixed. It's having a rough time. It just got a beating. Now, on a 2 hour perspective, things are looking a little bit better because it looks like it's actually attempting a positive reversal here. Look at the MACD. It's gone positive for the first time ever since the 1st of March when we were almost $4 there, a dollar up. Momentum is actually climbing up or trying to climb up to positive. It dipped just a tad, but it is almost zero there. It's negative 0.06. It's a lot better than the higher numbers we had earlier on in the week or later on in the week, whatever day you pick. Now, the bearish trading action zone above 303, things started looking better. 320, we're bullish. So on a moving average band, what we get to see here is that the price point is expected to trade at 432 on the top, 393 in the middle, and 354 in the bottom. So we don't see it really playing within the moving average band for a while, but it's quite interesting to see that on low volume, it's actually oscillating a little, and we need to look into the stochastic fast and stochastic slow. The stochastic fast and stochastic slow are both suggesting that this might be actually an opportunity to buy because it is actually at a bottom or somewhat off at support level, and it might be actually time for it to accumulate here and then see a future or let's say a further run. So we need to compare it to how the market is performing, and I can say it is with par with the market performing. The market has been a little bit shaky recently. So between 553 and all the way to 276, I'm going to start taking Fibonacci retracements. So for Fibonacci retracements, we get to see that there is currently a significant Fibonacci support at 229 and 152. Significant resistances are currently at 291, 353, 441, and 553. So what we can do here is try to go on with price line actions. We get to see a significant support at 284, following that 270, following that 259, 227, 206, 196, and 175. Significant resistances are 204, 347, 376, 424, 456, 497, and then the $5. Well, 550 in this case. So it comes to the question to Ed, what do you think about this one? Well, I think that they know what they're doing. They are acquiring all these different companies to build a really robust portfolio of different holdings. And a big part of it is, well, is it going to tank back to $1? I don't really think it's going to tank back to $1. And I don't either think that it's going to go back to perhaps sub $2. I think perhaps a good accumulation point would be maybe at 256, maybe around, well, yeah, 196, $2, that kind of level. But here's the thing. If you're investing in this one, these kind of really massive pushes, it doesn't look like just one pump and dump. It looks like a bunch of people that believe in the stock. And so the long-term perspective gives you a really nice overview of what is to come. However, if you're trading, yes, you expect volatility. Expect to hit going on all the way from $2 to $6 and down to almost $2.50. That is expected because no stock really doubles up overnight and stays there. But if you're investing, I think this one is a very interesting pick, and it might be worth a lot more in the long-term future. When I'm talking long-term, no, I'm not talking a week or two. I see some people commenting down. I'm talking about in a matter of let's say 6-7 months, a year, 2, it definitely has a very good prospect. What do you think about the sticker? Make sure to mention down in the comments below. Share, subscribe, and like. Have a wonderful day.